Hello, I'm alive. It's Newt's News, and it's Gouty Gatoff from the UK, back in Melbourne, with not so much of a gouty toe as a more walking toe. So thank you for all your wishes. I'm back for the second half of 2015, bringing you Newt's News every week, and I'd be delighted to have your company. We kick off this week with a bit of a stoush between the Reform movement and the traditional Orthodox movement. Haaretz is giving a little bit of a kicking to the Religious Services Minister, David Azoulay, who's effectively been saying from his Israeli portfolio that he doesn't really recognise the Reform Jews in the way that he recognises traditional Jews. He makes that separation. And of course, if you are a traditional Orthodox Jew, you're likely to feel perhaps a little bit more Jewish than those in the Reform or other sectors of the Jewish community. That's not fair, particularly on the Reform Jews, because they feel as Jewish, and in fact in America they probably are in greater numbers than anywhere to state that and to feel umbrage at David Azoulay's comments.
Here's the really difficult dilemma. We unconditionally love the state of Israel. I and my Reform rabbinic colleagues all across North America every day stand up and defend Israel. And then when the state of Israel acts in a way that delegitimizes our Judaism, it's very hurtful, and it's frankly very, very painful. So we're not moving away because we love Israel and are committed to Israel's well-being.
It's great to know, but what do you actually want Israel to do?
It would be surely welcome for the state of Israel to officially affirm the place of all Jews within religious life and within the life of the Jewish people. So I think that it's up to the state of Israel to show that kind of respect and that kind of honor that is really appropriate and that would really help strengthen the bonds between the diaspora and Israel.
So there is the rub, the Reform movement versus the traditional Orthodox movement. Any different to the Sunni movement against the Shiites? Ooh. Or the Protestants versus the Catholics? Well, currently the Reform and the traditional Jews aren't up in arms, and let's hope it doesn't get to that, because frankly, we need all the love and peace that we can get around the table before we even begin to tackle the other religions. The fact is, I believe that we need to find a space in our lives for all forms of Judaism to be united, and for the homeland, the state of Israel, to be the Jewish state for all Jews. And it will take more than an inferior minister coming out with inflammatory language to change the opinion of the vast majority. I just think the people, being the vast majority, need to speak up more clearly and perhaps louder than they are at present. But don't take my word for it. Here is the president of the World Jewish Congress, Ronald Lauder.
The more we are divided, the easier it is for enemies to hurt us. When Jews act as one people, we can be unbelievably strong and capable. But that is only half the equation. It is not enough to be united. We must also decide to be solution-oriented. First and foremost, I want to be very clear. No serious discussion about peace for the Jewish people in Israel can take place without a strong agreement for a viable two-state solution.
It's hard to believe that 10 years ago this week, the London bombings shook not just the UK but the whole world, when suicide bombers blew up themselves and killed 52 others on London Underground trains before attacking a double-decker bus. Hundreds and hundreds more were injured. And why?
Democratically elected governments continuously perpetuate atrocities against my people all over the world, and your support of them makes you directly responsible.
3 of the assailants were British-born sons of Pakistani immigrants, while the last was a convert to Islam born in Jamaica. Religious leaders also came together to speak against the horrific attack.
We faith leaders believe that Britain is a multi-faith, multi-ethnic, multicultural society, and by walking together we are sending a very strong message that this is what we are proud of and this is what Britain is today.
Imagine I could see a Jew. Yeah, a Jewish. I'm right next to him, blood. Jewish. Listen, I'm looking at a Jewish guy right now. Hold on, let me call you back. You serious? What are you doing here? Huh? What are you doing here? You gotta be kidding me. You agree with me? What's he doing here? What do you mean, what's he doing here? It must be, this is ridiculous. I don't like you. I don't like you, Jew. I don't like your people, you understand? You're not kosher, you understand? What are you doing here, you disgusting piece of shit?
Before we get too excited, this is actually a hoax. It's what he's about to call a social experiment, but it proves something really important. The guy in the shirt with his back to us is actually just one of many people that I know of in London who are not willing to just stand by and watch abuse hurled at Jews.
I don't like him. I don't like his people.
Yeah, that's fine. Then go. Then you don't have to see him. Listen, we all have our opinions, and I respect yours, but please.
I'm not sure why you have.
He's done nothing to you personally, so you've got no reason to
Can you just move on, please? Because we don't want a problem.
Move around the corner. He's done nothing.
Right?
I'm just saying.
That's fine.
Are you okay? Wait, okay, look, mate, I just want to just quickly say something. This is a social experiment. The camera's over there. You're on camera. I just want to see people's reaction, if they would help.
So how did you feel when you witnessed that?
He spat in his eye. I think there's a bit that keeps you reserved. You don't know what the reaction is going to be, and then a bit where you spat is totally across the line.
So, but yeah, done good. You reacted.
Well, he reacted better.
He's the hero.
Back here is the list of all the children. This is Vera Diamant, now Vera Gissing. We did find her name on his list.
The list belonged to Nicholas George Winton, who, on the eve of the Second World War, arranged as the rescue of 669 children, most of them Jewish, from Czechoslovakia. He was dubbed the British Schindler, but for most of his life, his efforts remained a complete secret until his wife discovered a scrapbook in the attic in 1988. And just after this discovery was made, Esther Ranson managed to pull together, in the way only her That's Life team could do, a great show which recognised this extraordinary individual.
Vera Gissing is with us here tonight. Hello, Vera. And I should tell you that you are actually sitting next to Nicholas Winton.
Hello. And it was just so wonderful, so terribly, terribly touching.
Is there anyone in our audience tonight who owes their life to Nicholas Winton? If so, could you stand up, please?
For a man who rarely spoke of his achievements in those decades that followed his actions, he was all the more remarkable. Having come to attention in '88 when he's reunited with a group that called themselves Nicky's Children, it was not surprising that he would be knighted thereafter by the Queen in 2003. Nicholas lived and outlived most of those he saved. He looked positively sprightly at the Czech embassy on the Monday night that he was presented with a cake bearing 105 candles. As far as I'm concerned, it's only Anno Domini that I'm fighting. I'm not ill, I'm just old and doddery. More doddery than old, actually, he said. And Sir Nicholas insisted on standing to deliver his speech. He may have been born a Jew, of their time nonetheless, but in fact Sir Nicholas's parents chose in the 30s to convert to Christianity. Whilst today so many people choose to convert to Judaism through reform, whatever your belief, no one should deny that our lives are enriched by our diverse backgrounds. Whether it be the emerging lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual and intersex group, or, as was revealed in the Jewish Chronicle this week, a progressive Jew, Carol Laser, who for the last 25 years has been leading the CST, protecting every type of British Jew with complete anonymity. We remain blessed with individuals giving their lives so we can live ours. Finally, this week we recognise the new 29th Governor of this great state of Victoria, Linda Dessau, who assumes the state's most auspicious office. Whether you aspire to the most public and highest of positions, or prefer the anonymity in your actions as whatever type of Jew you regard yourself to be, I leave you with the voice of harmony. Accent.
Eretz